This is another video on structure of our Thurston Ave apartments. Again, we're back on page S501. Remember, S prefix is for structure. As I go over here and look at cross-section number 2, which we've looked at before, and we've worked our way all the way up through this foundation. Today we're going to start taking a look at the stuff that still we can't see because it's inside floors and walls, but we're going to start looking at stuff that happens from the top of the foundation wall moving up. So in this detail, we see a tremendous amount of information. First, there's a big note here. That note tells us, and there's a lot here, it's a 2x6, which means it's a piece of lumber that's 2 inches by 6 inches, or dressed 1.5 by 5.5 inches. The PT stands for pressure treated. That's that green lumber that you see. It's a sill plate. That sill plate's this little rectangle right here with the X in it. It's actually a 2x6 laid on its side. It also tells us that that's bolted to the foundation with a 1/2 inch diameter by 8 inch hot dipped galvanized anchor bolt at 4 feet on center. So let me explain what all that means. It's a 1/2 inch diameter bolt that's 8 inches long, and it's shown right here. And typically they have a little crook in them, a little bend, so that they don't get pulled out when we bolt the 2x6 to the foundation wall. We're not holding that 2x6 down. We're holding that 2x6 from moving laterally in the foundation. Gravity is going to hold everything down. This just keeps it from sliding off the foundation. So that that note tells us a tremendous amount about how this goes together. This is a photo of a sill plate with anchor bolts. Sill plate is the horizontal piece of lumber that is green in color, and you can see the sill bolts sticking up through the plate. In addition, sitting on top of that, we're going to see a 1 1/8 rim joist, truss joist. I'm going to show you what that looks like here. This photo shows the rim joist. It's labeled Timber Strand LSL rim board. This is made by Weyerhaeuser. We know that because the specifications state that it has to be made by Weyerhaeuser. And this board goes all the way around the outside of the building. The rim joist is also known as a ribbon joist because it wraps the building. In addition to that, we're going to see 9.5 inch TJI, that's truss joist eye joist, at 16 inches on center. And we can see that here. There's a little eye here. It's called a truss joist eye joist. This is an illustration of the end view of a truss joist eye joist 110 made by Weyerhaeuser. And again, we know it's made by Weyerhaeuser because specifications state that. We're going to use a 9.5 inch for this building. On top of all that, or in between our joists, we're going to see blocking. This is blocking. It's a piece of wood that spans from the rim joist into our first floor joist, and that keeps things from tipping over this way, so it keeps it from all folding over like a house of cards. As we move on top of that, we're going to find this 3/4 inch T&G, that's tongue and groove, floor sheathing. What that is, it's 4 foot by 8 foot, 3/4 inch thick plywood that has a tongue on one side, a groove on the other, as well as on the ends. There's a tongue on one end and a groove on the other, and everything locks together. On top of that, we place 1/2 inch Homosoap 440. That's acting as a sound barrier for this structure. Sitting on top of our 3/4 inch flooring, we're going to find another 2x6. So here's another 2x6. This is not pressure treated because it's not in contact with anything other than wood. Sitting on top of that are the studs. This photo shows studs. Studs are the vertical pieces of lumber in this photo. And you'll see that those are 2x6 studs at 16 inches on center. And then outside of that, we find 1/2 inch plywood sheathing. And that takes care of the stuff that's inside our wall and inside our floor that we can't see.